Hey guys, what's going on? It's Winsky here. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a comic book haul video, and thought I'd go over some of the stuff that I had got recently. I got off of work early today, and I had a bunch of books waiting for me in the mail. And one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about today is, so primarily, I buy everything online. I can't really find, Bronze or Silver Age on any shops around me. It's actually kind of disappointing. I won't say what shop it is, but it's one pretty close to my house, and I'll go in there and say, hey, do you have, any Bronze Age, this or that, or anything? And the guy literally tells me, nobody collects that stuff. Excuse me? I mean, I understand if it's more of, a modern shop, but don't just, no one collects that. No, a lot of people collect that, So then I even go and I try and pick up some of some modern stuff, I'm not a big modern guy, but I like some of the art, especially with all the cool variants and everything. I went in and I was like, do you have any of that Immortal Hulk? I still haven't read any, and everybody's talking about it, so I mean, it's got to be somewhat decent, right? And the kid working was like, yeah, I sold out. Pfft, geez, should have been here on Wednesday. It was Thursday. And I'm just looking for any of the back issues, too. I mean, I understand it's a hot book, but, don't be a dick, dude. So, yeah, let's just go over some of the stuff I got. So I have a pretty extensive Daredevil collection. All the way from, I think, my earliest Daredevil is 10, and then I have up until, I have a few of the modern books, but really up until that, 200 mark, I have quite a few of them. For some reason, I just don't have this one, so when I saw it for a couple bucks on eBay, I had to get it. This is going to be Daredevil 185, which I think is a beautiful cover. I really like that blue. The only thing that's kind of a bummer, and I've noticed this on some books, is when they have a red printing right on the front, the other side of the front cover. Sometimes, if it's a lighter color on the front cover, it'll almost bleed through. And I think that maybe has something to do with the sun coming on it, but it's just a bummer, because I was like, oh my god, did someone spill Kool-Aid on this cover? But no, some of the red is just kind of bleeding through from the inside. But it was a couple bucks, and I don't have that issue yet. So, since my last video, I think I mentioned that I really wanted to get started collecting into some of the Bronze Age horror books, once the comic code was like, horror's cool again. So between last week or 2 weeks ago and today, I've acquired quite a bit of Tomb of Dracula. And I wanted to show this because I was just goofing off online. I was actually on Etsy, and I found this awesome Tomb of Dracula patch. I don't know, I like patches, I like pins, I'm, my younger years, I was quite a little punk rocker, so I always had patches and pins and stuff, but, that's cool, put it on a jacket or something, but I got a ton of Tomb of Draculas. Not a ton, but a good amount, and a couple really cool ones, This is going to be my earliest. This is Tomb of Dracula 6, The Monster of the Moors, and it's in very, very good shape. It's absolutely beautiful. I love that Gene Colan work. Colan? I don't really know how to say his name, but I like his stuff. Then I got a Tomb of Dracula 17. Which again is it's in pretty good shape, and it should be. I mean, I think these books were in 1974, it came out in 72, so these are probably 74-ish. You should be able to find them in pretty good shape. This one I was really excited about. This one is Tomb of Dracula 18, and this is the start of the two-part series that was in between Tomb of Dracula and Werewolf by Night. I think it's an absolutely just beautiful cover, and I just love the subject matter, I was always a really big fan of, the Universal monsters. When I was a little kid, my dad would have me, during Halloween, I think on AMC in, the 90s, they would play, all the old-school monster movies. Creature of the Black Lagoon being one of my favorites. This next Tomb of Dracula, that's what I wanted to talk about earlier. This next Tomb of Dracula that I got, I was really, really excited, because it's Tomb of Dracula 10 is the big key, because that's Blade. But Tomb of Dracula 25 is another key because it's the first appearance of Hannibal King, and for some reason I'm obsessed with the Blade movies. Like, I really enjoy them, and Blade Trinity, the character of Hannibal King is played by Ryan Reynolds, and the first appearance is Tomb of Dracula 25, and he's actually a vampire who's like sworn off blood. In the movie, he was a vampire who was given a serum, and then he's no longer a vampire. But so I bid on this online, and the picture that they used must have been a stock image. Now, I didn't pay a lot for this book. I think it was only $17, but this book is in horrible condition, and none of that was specified. It looks like you have a little bit of tape rip right here. This right here. And this is all garbage. Like, I was really, really excited for this book, and it's taken almost 2 weeks to get here, and then when I opened it today, I was extremely disappointed. I shot the person an email asking, hey, either like I want a partial refund, like the majority of my money, or I would like a full refund and I'll send you the book back, because I don't collect stuff like that. I don't really have bad books, and all bad books that I do have, they were either like given to me by a friend, and like, oh hey, here, take this ASM 30, because I got a better copy, and I actually ended up with 2 copies of ASM 30 like that, or I've been like bamboozled on eBay, or me not paying attention. So it's something to kind of keep in mind, especially when you get really excited to like, get a book. You might read over some things, so pay attention. Next book I got, going into a different series, Werewolf by Night #2. So Werewolf by Night #2 would actually be his 5th appearance, I think, because it's Marvel Spotlight 2, 3, 4, and Werewolf by Night 1. But, I mean, it's a cool book. Like I said, I love that subject matter. The cops are trying to catch him. They're talking about silver bullets, and they put a net on him. It's cool, And then this next one I got ties that 2-piece series together. This is going to be Werewolf by Night #15. So, if you put them back to back, Tomb of Dracula 18, Werewolf by Night 15. Just freaking cool covers, I got a couple other books this week. Let's see. I was pretty excited about this one. This is going to be Amazing Spider-Man 173, or 163, excuse me. This will be just another Kingpin story. Like I've said previously in my other videos, Kingpin is one of my favorite villains, especially being from that 90s Spider-Man TV show. And, he's in Daredevil too. I think he's cool. He came from nothing, murdered his dad. Cool story, Vanessa's awesome. I don't know why, but I like Vanessa. She kind of makes me laugh, because she's like, she's able to control this like beast of a man, And then especially in that like Netflix series too, like Vanessa, like he did it all for Vanessa. Next book, this one's pretty cool. Again, this is one, I got it for a crazy, crazy good deal. I started bidding on this at 99 cents, and I ended up getting it for, like under $4. And this person is actually local, so we don't pay shipping. Since me and my buddy buy so much stuff from them, they've, but there is like a little bit of tear in it that I couldn't really see in the picture that was given. But this is going to be the Incredible Hulk Annual 5, which is the second appearance of Groot. The first appearance of Groot is like Tales to Astonish, like 13 or something like that, and that is a ridiculously priced book. I can't afford that unless I win the lottery. But it's awesome. You can even see, right there, Groot, Master of the Plants. I think that was awesome. Next up, a book I've had my eye on for a while. I love the colors on it. I love the story is pretty cool as well, but It's just an absolutely beautiful book. Fantastic Four, number 81. Here, just take a look at that again. Sorry about that glare, guys. This isn't a Mylar, so it's a little bit shinier. Look at that pink, the reds. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, Fantastic Four, that was like our, it's going to be like the first big superhero series. You know, that started in 1961. Human Torch predates that. Just a beautiful book. And this was probably my most exciting pickup over the last couple weeks. And I have a buddy who is currently selling all of his under 100 ASMs. And some he's upgrading, some he's just kind of selling, trying to, you know, get a little bit of extra Skrilla, you know. But I ended up picking up this 67. I got the date right here. What's the date read? September 26th. Doesn't have the year, but if it's 67, or if it's number 67, I'd say that's probably 1968, somewhere in there. We could open it and find out. I got Mysterio, big fan of him, and I want to try and get my hands on all the Mysterio stuff before the movie and Mysterio stuff even becomes more expensive. Because you can't pick up a number 13 right now for a decent price. And I mean, understandably. Let's see. I said 1968. 1968. It's that comic book math, you know what I'm saying? I'll put that all back in a minute. But yeah, guys, that's my haul this week. You know, I like to shout out some of the guys I really enjoy. Comic Tom, Luther Manning. Those guys have been, you know, godsends into me kind of learning about things. And Reaper Tate, you're a big one too. Who else? Silver Age Dave. Kind of slowed down on videos, but I really, you know, I appreciate everything that you guys do out there, because it makes me want to make more videos, collect more, and you know, especially Patrick over at Luther Manning. He, you know, kind of getting his what does he call it? His like get off my porch moments, which is being like an old guy collecting, not an old guy, but you know what I'm saying. You're, you know, 20 years older than I am. And, you know, getting that insight into collecting as someone who's, you know, in their late 20s, but trying to collect books from the 60s and 70s. You know, I wasn't alive yet. My mom was born in 72, you know, so, I mean, she was barely alive when some of this stuff came out. You know, so it's an amazing hobby. But unfortunately, what I'm kind of seeing now is just prices being spiked up for like no reason, which is just ridiculous. I mean, or some of the prices for stuff like EC books. You know, I've been watching a lot of Reaper Tate, and he talks a lot about EC books. You know, Tales of the Crypt, Vault of Horror, stuff like that. You know, as a kid, me and my grandfather used to watch that Tales from the Crypt show that was on, I believe, HBO in the 90s or something. It used to scare the crap out of me. But I started to enjoy it later on. So I started trying to find some of those books. And it's like a 1.0 for like $300. That's ridiculous. It's completely unfeasible. But hey guys, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear any comments, questions, anything, suggestions. I know I got to figure out how to do some sort of editing, but I build stuff. I don't really do technology so well. But hey guys, thanks again. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time I get a bunch of books.